Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. Follow suit is a mantra, which means to follow the suit. And as you follow it, you're going to come to realize the suit is a role model and a mentor whose purpose is to give guidance to the young men of this community and as well as to society. And it is my goal to honor and salute some of the individuals who not only put on the suit, but they wear it well. Hence the point, my guest today. Good afternoon, everybody. We're back again. This is Follow Suit. We're in the building. I'm blessed today and I'm honored. I got a special guest with me. Some of y'all might know him. I know a lot of y'all heard of him. So we're going to have the man, the myth, the legend himself. Some people know him as CHEDDAR. Some people call him Longway. Some people call him Albie. But this is Mr. Albert Montgomery. How you doing today, sir?
Follow Suit. Thank you for having me. Dang, you looking sharp today, brother. Dang, you looking really sharp.
Man, you know,
but yeah, definitely thank you for having
me.
Thank you. I love the introduction. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. So it's Follow Suit, Fashion Unfiltered. So we're going to start with fashion. You got your swag going. Who inspired you with your swag?
So I'm going to give you the real. So when I watch the show, I'm a fan of the show, Follow Suit. I grew up following Suit, so I'm a fan from the beginning. I'm a fan before it was even introduced. I was a fan of Follow Suit. So naturally, I heard this phrase in my ear like, "Oh, I'm gonna do the show. I get to do Follow Suit." The phrase I heard was "suited and booted," suited and booted. So I had the suit out, but I really don't wear the suits unless it's super, super special occasion. But a sports jacket, I could wear like 4 times a week. I wear a sports jacket and a jean on a regular, just in and out of meetings. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go as me. So today I was inspired by Follow Suit and just being me.
That's all. Always.
Yes.
The best thing to do is always be you.
Yes.
We definitely say that. So I know growing up, because I watched you grow up, you know what I'm saying? You got some skills. So who inspired you with the bow tie? Because you can tie a pretty mean bow tie.
Man, I want to say, when it comes to ties and suits, first, I would say my pops, hands down. Definitely first, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Big Al.
Shout out to my pops. I remember the first time I did have to tie a tie, though, and I was by myself. I would say I was in elementary school, and we were on a cruise ship. It was my sister, my mother, and myself. It was just us 3. And to go down, every night you would go down to eat. And to go down, you had to have, as a gentleman, I had to have a suit, I had to have a tie on. So I remember I couldn't tie the tie though. So one of the guys on the boat, he came help me try to tie, and I just left the tie for the whole week. I just put it on my head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then as I got older, Pops really gave me the game. At that time, I was probably like 10 years old at the oldest, But now, by the time I was like 14, I had understood.
Yeah, so we teach that in the program. I try to teach the young kids that skills. Actually, we did the program yesterday, in the workshop yesterday was actually how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
And we was trying to instill in them that this is something, learning it now, because they was 11, 12 years old. He's like, learning this now is going to come back to pay big dividends in your life.
Yes.
You might not get it right here today, but you keep practicing with it. And you're going to remember, you're going to have that flashback moment when you're going to be thankful about knowing how to do this.
Yeah, it's like riding a bike. Once you get it, you're going to, you know what I mean? The bow tie, sometimes I had to go do it 2 or 3 times to remember. But just the regular, once you got it, you're tired. You ain't got to look. All right, good. And you're going to keep on moving, so.
Yeah, that's right. So I know, do you remember the first time you went shoe shopping?
On my own? With nobody like...
Yeah, on your own. It was your time to go get the shoes.
It was my own bag, and I was going to get shoes.
Yeah, to go get the shoes. It was your first time going to get them.
I would say it had to be going downtown on the Orange Line, catching that train down Dudley. I probably took the 44. I like to walk, so I probably walked down Dudley from, and then jump on the Orange Line, and I probably went. It was probably when Crystal's was on the corner before they moved to the middle of the street.
Up the street.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there wasn't even a Mickey Finn, but it probably was out of there. And I think it was some Pumas with the Velcro. And when the Puma did the Velcro one,
yeah,
I want to say that was probably one of my first shoes, I think. And definitely some shell toes. I know plenty of shell toes. I shell toe heavy.
Yeah. So then what about when it was time to put on the hard bottoms, as they call them?
Oh, shoes. Oh, man. I probably eat by myself. Wow.
By
My
yourself.
first shot, man. Like Easter, you would get shoes, but you know that wasn't myself.
That was mom's taking
Yeah,
us to
that
go
was
shopping. Get you some shoes, boy.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say, damn, that first shoe shopping, man. It had to be like just when I had to be going out. And I was probably going out with you somewhere, because 9 times out of 10, you had me going out the house early. So, you know, like I remember the first time I had some shoes on, it was probably your shoes. The first time when I was some hard bottom shoes, you know, I remember that time you put me in that polka dot Kwame. This is when Kwame is, you know, with the slit in haircut, you put me in the polka dot shirt and everything, and it had me in the club. So I think you gave me some hard bottoms that day. You know? Yeah, so I would say my first hard bottoms came from you. I can't remember buying them. For real,
Okay,
seriously.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now comes to fashion. Everybody has their own way of dressing and something. What's your go-to thing that you put on when you're making a statement, when you're going out and you want to make a statement? What is your go-to accessory?
Like, I don't really have go-to. I just like to feel comfortable. If I don't feel comfortable, it doesn't even matter. Like, if I'm walking to the bus stop and whatever I put on, I just gotta feel comfortable.
Right.
You know, I throw on some sweatpants, whatever. As long as it's comfortable, long as it's like, if I don't feel comfortable, I just can't wear it. I just gotta be comfortable.
Right.
That's the most important thing. So my go-to, because sometimes you'll have something and you'll be like, oh, this is going, and you put it on, and if it ain't comfortable, I'll take it off. I just like to feel comfortable, because I feel like I wear the clothes don't never wear me. So whatever I put on, it gotta just be like, yo, it's for the moment. Cause I have stuff and it just be sitting forever. Cause I put it on, I'm like, damn, it just ain't right. I'll throw it back over there. Then one day it may get warm, one day it just may not.
Like they say, that's like goes with the saying, you can put a suit on a pig, but he's still a pig. So, you know, it's about, like you said, if it ain't fitting you comfortable, it ain't rocking right, you know. But I know you a long time. I know your signature go-to move.
Well, what would that be?
This is what you got on you right now, them specs.
Oh, the glasses.
Fly specs you going. When you're going to make a statement, you're going to put you some specs on. I know you a long time. You're going to put you some specs on.
I naturally can't see. So naturally, I had to wear glasses. So for a long time, like, by not wearing glasses, it was hurting me. So I remember I think maybe 4th grade, 5th grade, by the time the same time I'm learning how to tie a tie, at the same time they said, well, dang, you need to wear glasses. Man, I put them bad boys, I got the glasses from Sears. You know, you go to Sears in the back. Them bad boys was thick. And I couldn't wear them in class. There was no way I was wearing them glasses in school. No way. So there was no way. So I went through all the way through school, from 5th grade all the way through high school. I would never wear the glasses. Then when I got to college, I realized I really had to keep up on my reading. So what I would do is I would read them sometimes in class, and I'd be like this with my head down. But when I got home to do my homework, you know, I made sure I threw them on.
Right.
And then as time was going on and I got out of school, I realized that I was having problems seeing my 2-way or whatever it was I was looking at. I couldn't really see well. So I was like, man. And a buddy of mine's, he had a smoke and groove shop. His name was Bubs. And he had some cold glasses, man. I was like, yo, where, you know, he was like, nah, go, da-da-da. He's like, they Cartiers, you know. I was like, what? I was like, man, because he couldn't see either. So he was explaining, he was like, they can put this medicine and prescription in there for you. And from that moment forward, I want to say the first time I went to Prudential in Boston, there was a Cartier store. And then the second time I went to Dolly, and she was a Cohen, but she had a Cartier dealership, right. You know, sponsorship. So she did what she deal directly with Cartier. From there, man, Dolly, I've been dealing with her ever since. She's seen both of my kids, all my kids grow up. She's seen my kids. I'm talking about the kids in the 20s. She's seen them all, you know. Right. So I've been dealing with this one particular lady for years. So you know, she probably got glasses right now. Since she be like, I got something for you. I got something. So you know, she know what I like, you know. So that's how I kind of got to the specs, I think. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna spin forward and we're gonna take it to another topic, because you know on the show the guests I bring up here is about those who support the community, do work in the community, inspiration to the community, and especially inspiration to the youth. You know, and a lot of people might have seen all the work you do, and they might not know the background, but about all the work that you've done in the community work that you actually have put in the community. So we're going to start, because you started supporting the community when you was a very young man, just starting off, going off to college. You had the Albie's joint up the park, supporting the best thing we had going in the summertime, the Malcolm X League, and you was serving the community, food, and also shown as an inspiration of a young man being an entrepreneur at that age. 19, maybe when you started
19,
that?
20, yeah, I couldn't get in the club yet. Legally, I couldn't get in the club yet. Legally, but yeah, closely was in there, but I couldn't get in the club at that point. First things first, I like to thank you for believing in me. Like when I was 19 years old, it was you and another buddy of yours, Kamara, and Eric was your brother, your younger brother Eric was in culinary school, and I was in college. I was a business guy, and he was a cooker. He was going to get his culinary together. And y'all said, you know what? I'm going to put this money down on this gas grill. So from that donation, from that gas grill, without that, we don't get here. So you was donating to the community first and foremost. So thank you. Thank you.
Problem. Yes, sir.
First and foremost, let's get it clear. That's the honest to God truth. So help me God, and I live on that. So thank y'all, both of y'all. Thank y'all for believing in us.
Shout out to my man Kamara.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Kamara. Definitely. And from there, the sad part is you didn't get to see it.
Right.
Because, 2.2 seconds after that, you was gone, and that's for another show. But from that moment forward, we went from that food truck, from that concession, from that grill and that table to like multiple tables, to multiple employees, to an actual food truck every summer. So
you was giving young kids jobs.
Oh, definitely.
Teenager and giving teenagers jobs.
Oh, definitely. A lot of jobs. We was giving a lot of jobs. So, man, we definitely lots of jobs every summer, guaranteed.
Right.
And then with that, there was a lot of things that I learned because you was a strong pusher of education at them early age. I remember you be like, yo, stay in college. You got to stay in college. Even though the things you were doing weren't the most appropriate things, you were still focusing on education. So that path always had anyone under me who was working on me. I would always be like, nah, y'all got to stay away from any street things. That we gonna focus on education. How can we get our strengths together? But whether it's it's maybe not be education, but what kind of certificates do I got? What am I learning in this, and what am I learning here? What can I bring with me? How can I grow? So
right.
Yeah. So we got that was dope. That was dope.
Right. So the journey went from there, and at the time you was navigating your way through college, and then you finished. Then you started. Your own business. A couple of different businesses that you have started, as being an entrepreneur. But then you also worked. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the work you did with the Job Alliance or something. What was the name of it?
So I'm gonna double back. So the entrepreneurial thing, I think it was there prior to you, actually donating for the grill, because actually Eric and I had the bus tours, like bringing everybody to New York to go shopping, like $50 a seat. We going to New York, and this is like 8th grade. This is before high school, by the time we start doing this, I'm out of high school. So the entrepreneurial aspect was already there. By the time I get out of school with my degree in management with a minor in entrepreneurship, I come back home, and now I'm doing some work with the CHEDDAR stuff that's moving. And then later in life, that's when I get into the Boston Workers Alliance. Okay, and at that point, it started as me actually, they had a program where people from behind the wall were coming home and they couldn't get jobs. So what was created was it was called Boston Staffing Alliance. And what we did is we took the worker and we said, okay, if you hire them, we'll cover them their insurance, we'll cover their pay, we'll cover everything. They work for us. We just need them to have laboring jobs, other things that was going on, because the CLU was building a lot at this time. This is 2013, 2013, 2014, I want to say, 2012-ish. I started in this career. And then, man, it just kind of took off. I found myself, I definitely wrote over 300 resumes in the city, but the give back was like, I couldn't stop. I still can't stop. I'm still, anytime I see somebody needing
a couple of them brothers still got them jobs right now.
Oh, definitely. I see people run out on me all the time. Oh, thank you. If I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that support. So some people went to management, some people went construction, some people went and started their own entities. So, you know, it was, man, I miss those moments, you know what I mean? But I would say that was probably the most rewarding work I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Appreciate you for that too.
Yes.
We're going to backtrack one more time. You also coached for a little bit some kids. Didn't you coach some kids a couple of summers?
Oh yeah, that coaching, well, that naturally just hooping. So naturally coaching, I want to say my first time was coaching had to be 92 at Dave Collins basketball camp. I was coach. Shout out to G Spin.
Okay.
Yeah, G Spin got me that job. So shout out to G Spin. Appreciate
Shout
you.
out for that.
Yeah, we worked there. We actually worked with what's the coach of? He was one of the coaches too. The coach from the Houston Rockets. He just lost his job.
Paul Silas
Paul
Jr.
Silas Jr.'s son. Yeah, so he was
Paul
there.
Silas
Yeah,
Jr., I
yeah,
believe.
really good gentleman, really good young dude at the time, man. So yeah, definitely, man, great dude. But nah, that was probably my first time coaching, and you know, those are some big, some big wigs. So you know, coming up on that camp coaching and being around that atmosphere, that right there just taught me like just dealing with people though, because that was more like just dealing with different types of folks from, people from Memphis, people from down south, up north, black, white, Italian, Spanish. I was dealing with all types of folks, kids, adults, older folks, and just being in that atmosphere. So that was kind of, interesting, and it's a good place to grow. And, our teams did well in that league. And then I want to say while I was doing the food truck, we started the 15 and under. And, a lot of 15 and unders came through, and, we coached a lot of those as well. So those 15 and under, those days, it was competitive, boy. Those park games are competitive. Man, yeah, I love those days. So, yeah, I definitely, like, I wish I had time to just coach and just give more back anyway. I wish I could just use my time in that format, or that way anyway, because that's the most fulfilling time anyways.
Right.
Because the money's fake. The money don't count.
The money don't count. That's what I said.
That,
that's one reason why when I started this follow suit movement, I said I made it a nonprofit versus being an LLC, because if it's an LLC, I'm going to hustle and chase money. If it's a nonprofit, I'm just, the money's not for me, the money's for them. So any money that comes in, it ain't mine, And that was one of my main reasons of saying, nope, it's going to be a nonprofit, because the money's not for me, because it's from the heart. It's not for my pocket.
Respect. Thank you. That's what we needed. So thank you.
So let's keep on rolling, because you got a amazing resume and everything, but we're going to talk about the reason we're here with this follow suit movement, and you being like, you're basically like the person I could actually put on the face of follow suit, because people might think that, oh, I had my journey, I made my mistakes, I went to prison, now I'm coming back and I'm just trying to do something positive now because I'm back. You know what I mean? But you're right here as the living example. This follow suit thing was a follow suit way before, because you seen me and was inspired by the things that I was doing that was the wrong things. And literally could have took that follow suit that way. But like you said, the inspiration I gave you of going this way was more important, Even though I didn't know it myself that I was inspiring you this way. It was just something from my heart that I wanted to see you rather be this way than this way, And it's a blessing. You, Duke, and he just celebrated turning 50 last year. And he told me he wouldn't have made it to 50 without me. I met him gangbanging and hustling. And the first step I did, I didn't get him from hustling, but I got him from gangbanging. And slowly it went to where he is now, successful journeyman in construction and everything. The same thing along with yourself and my younger brother. You just celebrated 50. You about to make it to 50.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, all praises.
Yes. You got the 50-50 boys, for real.
Yes, sir.
You got the 50-50 boys, for real. For real, we all 50 now. That's crazy.
That's right.
Wow.
I'm not going to toot my horn, but I'm just blessed to know that I play a part in y'all turning 50.
Part. So a major part. A lot of that, because early on, like naturally, by having a father figure in my life, I wanted to be like my dad, hands down. Everything my dad doing, I want to be my dad. And my dad, he's a great person. He still has his things with him, and some of the things that I probably shouldn't have taken on, I took it on. And some of the probably things, that's just what you see. You kind of take on what you want to take on.
Right.
So I wanted to be my dad, of anything. As you get older in life, you stop wanting to even hang around your parents. Once you get to 14, 15, you don't want to hang around your parents anymore. And I see it with my kids. So, like, what happened is my best friend, you the big brother. So naturally, you're around more giving advice. You're more in my ear. So your lifestyle, of course, I like your lifestyle. So I wanted that same lifestyle as well.
Right.
The one thing that which you spoke on a whole lot was you had a name, and you would say, you didn't call me Black, you didn't call me Joe, you didn't call me nothing that was like kind of had a street sense to it. It wasn't nothing, it was College Boys. So just that name, College Boys. Now, you the College Boys. Just embedding that word, because you could have picked any other word.
Right.
But you picked College Boys. Like, what other street dudes be like, nah, you the College Boys? They don't call young dudes College Boys. Even though I was hanging, but nah, you College Boys. This is, so you was manifesting that by just putting that in the air. Even though that's what my parents manifested too, you was doubling down on that. So thank you. So those are those things when you say you gave back. That's the thing that kept me going. You know what I mean? And you were, it's crazy because you were saying that before you actually, so what happens in your journey is you have to go on the road for a while and you're just gone and you're actually running and moving around the country. But you were saying that before that. And in that journey of you running, you end up with me down south. And now you're watching me at the table be a college boy. You are watching me I'm talking about, and this is after the Kwame suits, this is after the polka dots, this is, that's 80s. That's like 89, 88, 80, that's like 80, yep. 91, 90, like late 80s, early 90s. We talk about 94. We're talking about, I already probably got the food truck going. Not a truck, but the food stand going in the summer.
Yeah.
Because you're missing those. But you just happen to stop on your journey when I'm down south at my HBCU in Virginia at Norfolk State, and you witness that. You actually start coming to campus and witnessing that aspect to it. So not only am I a college boy, you live in the college boy experience at a HBCU, and you witnessing like, wow, this is what this life is like. So that was manifested. That was manifested in the late 80s, early 90s. That was manifested early.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd be running around on the college campus together?
Yes.
Good times. We can't talk about all those. There was some good times there.
Yeah, I remember the first
shout
time
out to all the.
For the KRS-One concert. When the first time you just came down homecoming, BDP.
First homecoming, yes sir.
Yeah, oh man.
Remember I told you, I said that, and I said you going to college, and no way, I'm coming to visit.
Yeah, exactly. You came to first homecoming, and that was early. Yeah, that must have been like 92.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's who it was, 92.
92. Wow.
Yeah, so let's talk about what Albie, Cheddar, Long Way, the entrepreneur. What is he doing today? And I know you have some aspirations to do something with some young men along in the field that you're doing now.
So today, as a career, I'm a project manager in the audio video field. And in that career, that allows me to introduce us into this audio video field. Like at this point, I'm 20 years plus in the field. I could touch any gear I want to in the world, but I like sitting on the end with actually managing project, providing labor, overseeing a show from beginning to end. I don't care if it's 100 people or 20,000 people. I don't care if it's 10 cameras or 2,000 cameras, operators. I'm ready for it. So, and in that world, I've found myself able to provide jobs. So coming in from that same service in Boston Workers Development, instead of people from behind the wall, I could still get that guy from behind the wall a chance. Right. Hey, I'm gonna start you right here and let you learn your skills, and you see where you go. Do you want a video path? Do you want an audio path? So from a career point, that's where I'm at as a career. From a business point, I have a company which is called Firebrand. I'm a partner, which is a dispensary in Boston. It's in South Station, 727 Atlantic Ave. I also have a show called WYSO, which is what you're smoking on. I have some real estate down south that I work with and operate. So I don't know. I got a long ways tobacco, Fonto leaf. or smoke product that's, is doing all right. I can't complain. I also got a cannabis network called What You Smoking On, WYSO.TV. I got a CHEDDAR vault, which is like a combination of all my old footage, which is out on a vault where you can kind of watch certain footage. So, I got a lot of I got a lot of other ways to make money. I believe in try to have as many streams of revenue as possible. So I always try to keep as multiple streams of revenue as possible open. But the problem is, I don't know if it's a problem. I think this is an advantage that, how like if you playing ball and you get the ball and you doing this, before you make your move, what's that called?
The jab step.
Nah, they call it a pivot.
Pivot.
It's called the pivot. The pivot, So me as a businessman, like I'm never happy. I'm always pivoting. I'm always trying to bounce to the next move. You know what I mean? I'm like, once you get satisfied, you it's over. Right. So it's like it changes so fast. Like what was hot today? What was hot? So you gotta always be like, touch it. Nah, it's cold. It's hot. Oh, I'm too early. I'm too late. It's over. Nah, okay, just be patient. Plant my seeds. But you gotta constantly be pivoting in business. Right. Constantly you gotta stay uncomfortable and stay pivoting. So in that thought process, and that's how I do business. I stay pivoting. I stay pivoting because, like, if you were just say you were Polaroid and you made film, who the hell is buying film? Who's buying film today? Who's going to the store? Who's even developing film?
Right.
If you didn't pivot into something and you just thought that was going to be forever, you're done. Right. So you what did you move? So it's constantly, you got to constantly think, to pivot. Because even what you're doing, it just has a shelf life, no matter what it is.
See, that's the talk that these young men need to hear. We need to get you in front of the class and inspire some of these young men about that. So they don't, the young man I just had yesterday, he said he's going to NBA. And I couldn't get him to tell me anything else that he wanted to do with his life. I said, you don't want to do nothing else? I said, what happens if the NBA doesn't happen? He just shrugged his shoulders.
I'm saying because he hasn't seen enough yet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The more he sees, the more he's willing to say, because he doesn't, like your dreams are what you see. How can you dream to be something that you don't even know exists?
That's why I said I need you in front of them to give them that inspirational talk.
It's like the most important thing, like even more important than education, is your experiences.
Right.
So if you only see the world from this corner, these 20, 30, 40 people, that's all you got. But once I go to this neighborhood, this part of town, this city, this state, this country, this is how they speak, this is what they eat, this is how they live, this is how they maintain off this little bit of the land. Once my world gets like that, my perspective and what I want to do in life is completely different. And then I start reading what I want to do based off patterns. Oh, that's what's popular? Oh, there's a money spot right here. This is what I like doing. So now you're doing what you want to do anyways because you're understanding what's going to happen within the world. It's just like being a stockbroker. You're watching trends and, you know what I mean? So that's what you stand for. For myself, I consider myself a culturepreneur.
Right, I like that.
And why I consider myself a culturepreneur is anything I've ever sold was always to the culture or was the culture. If I'm up the park singing food, it's to the culture. It's for our culture.
Right.
If I'm long way, it's a culture thing. This is part of our culture. These long ways, these raps is part of our. This is our culture.
Right.
If it's cheddar, it's our culture. Whatever I do is I'm always thinking in my culture. You know what I mean? So I understand my culture, and then I understand a lot of people want it. Exactly. So if I learn how to put my culture in a box, and I sell my culture, I understand. What else do we have as black people in this country to sell? What else do we have? We don't got no land.
And they're already trying to.
What else do we have?
Right, they're trying to steal it. So what about what's the age you can have a young man come and learn this audio stuff and get some experience and put some money in his pocket at the same time and keep him on the right path?
18.
18. Y'all hear that? So someone who plays around with their phone, loves making videos all the time. There's a great opportunity out there, untapped opportunity, especially for people that look like us. And I got a young man right here, a young brother right here. The opportunity is there. Just reach out to me. hit me at followsuit2000@gmail.com if you have somebody who's interested, and we can make that happen. All right. And so, like I said, your resume is long. All the things you've done, like I said, and the support that you was given. Like you said, you're avid activist about the culture in the community.
I'm an activist for us as a general. Like,
That's what I said.
I'm us first. Like us first. Like that's why I'm gonna do me. That's why I said I woke up. Even in their world, I'm gonna do me. Even no matter what, I'm gonna always do me. Am I being respectful? Am I come across? I'm not gonna be rude. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. But I'm gonna always be me. No matter what, to the end, I'm not gonna change.
That's right.
Am I gonna listen? Am I gonna learn from my mistakes? Oh, I better. I don't want to keep getting them same mistakes. I'm not that stupid. I'm definitely gonna take advice. But I'm gonna still be me.
Right.
I'm gonna take all that in, and that's who I am. Follow suit.
Follow suit. So once again, brother,
Real.
I appreciate you. I love you.
Yeah, thank you.
I seen you go from the glasses and the braces to the man you are today. I'm so proud of you, brother, man.
Thank you.
My friend.
Thank you.
My little brother, the man, the myth, the legend, Cheddar, Longway, Albert, Montgomery, Albie. Appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you. A beautiful show, man. So thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
All
Like
right.
you, Unc.
All right, this is Follow Suit Fashion Unfiltered. This is a wrap. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming for you. See you on the next one. We out.